Okay, so we're still working through this area here that on page Kuf Kaf Bet, I believe, and trying to get through this some malacha in here, some different kinds of ideas. So he says at the top, "V'tam adam v'lefi she'im choyim mispashtim v'olim derek kavim." Now he's talking about the chasadim went into the Yisod of Zeranpin in order to be able to sweeten the Gevuros that are there. And he said that they don't go back in Kabin, they go back in a single line. The Fishim Koyim is Pashti Ba'olim Derek Kabin Koyim Meirim Gam B'Shtei Gevuros Shon Netzach Anod Pam Shenis. So you would hit them a second time, but Derek Aliyah as they're going up, V'Hoyim Ismayit Or HaChasadim Ma'oylech. And as a result of that, the light of the chasadim that's going up would be limited. I guess because of the striking. Valkain olive of Derek Kabim soy, so therefore they go down the middle line. Bilvad. But when reaching the two higher Gavuros, that were not sweetened at the beginning, as he mispashtim b'derikabim, then they move into lines. Could they the matkam in order to be able to sweeten them in their places? Nimsa she'ein mishi yismatek based pamim b'chaliyah b'yavida. So it comes out that which is sweetened twice is only Elah Gavur HaNikras Teferes Bilvad. Now all this detail I don't remember it 100% for the Ofetz Chaim. It was complicated. Gam nimsa kikisha olim derek aliyah, enim olim zeh al gab zeh. They don't go one on top of the other like in a row that way, a vertical row. Ella derek kabem soy, but go through the middle line bilvad b'yosher straight up. Veina oilech b'minahod ella netzach or min netzach el teferes misham lechesed the gevura. Being a daber choyukach. So if it was like that. You'd have to mental measure these three fingers that he sped before, Elu, Zel al Gabizel, one on top of the other one, right? But since they're going up, standing up, upright, during the middle line, I don't know what the difference is between going through the middle line and going one in a vertical formation. It sounds the same thing. So therefore we measure that way by the knuckle of the thumb when it's in an upright position, lo the rachbo. I guess he means zakov and not across its width. Afal pi shuhu oilu derek hakavim soy, even it goes up through the middle line, shuhu ataferis. Below derek agudo shuhu chesed, not through that which is chesed itself, so it's going to go through the middle lines, try to show you that it's going straight up. So all this didn't fit together into anything that I know offhand. Kavar bi'arno l'maloki anam b'mitzua, we do everything kind of in the middle way. Shuha agodol, which is that knuckle, or the thumb, hanikra chesed, which is called chesed. So all of that, I read it. It really needs a lot more beer for me. So now we go to another Inyan Atifa. Now let's go back to a different Inyan. This is the Inyan of wrapping yourself. The Seder Chasiyas Atifa, and then also the order of how you wrap. B'chatam b'zeh. Acher kach bi'arnu. So now we've explained Inyan the Talit v'chatzitzis. Nevoyer Inyan Atifa. Let's talk about wrapping. So we know that to begin with, she's in the back of Zeranpin. So therefore, when you put on the talis, it's necessary to grab a hold beside the yamini on the right side, grab the tzitzis on the right side, shall the talis, small savid begorono. Now he says you take the right side and you strap it around, you wrap it around your throat, alakosif onto the shoulder, smally onto the left shoulder. So you take it around derech, sounds like derech, the throat, onto the left shoulder, la'ach, onto the back, kadesh yagira hatzitzias b'reisha the nukva, so the tzitzis should reach the reisha the nukva, ha'omed sham ba'achor, mitzad small, kanoida the nuk, abismol is achedes. Shehema gevuros, which are the gevuros, which are on the left side. She holds on to the left side. Now, here's what he's saying. They should be still staying in the same position on the front. And not on the back. In other words, the way that I do it and the way that I see people doing it is they take all four and throw it in the back. And that also sounds like the same language that was used at the beginning of this section. However, it seems to me that I've seen this before amongst the Sfardim, and it kind of looks very pretty. I don't know what your position is on this, because it's like a psak or a minig. So let's talk about the Tzalid Tzitzios. They refer to the Daled Mochin. The bottom. So therefore, these two by themselves, which actually represent the Chasadim of the Gevuros, nicknamed the Nekeva. That's the part that's given to the Yebbe B'Yosef B'Tzada Ach, and the fact that she's around the back. Now, when they come around Panim B'Panim, which then she's able to acquire those. Now, it strikes me that I've seen this before, and I'm wondering what your opinion of this is as a practice. You don't have opinion?
No.
But this is something that I might try doing. It strikes me as very beautiful when I see it. At any rate, let's go to the next one. That's now. I don't think that this is necessarily a psak. I think maybe it's another version, another way to do this, another kavana. Now he goes to Gimel. Huh?
We do both.
You mean first do this and then bring the other one around?
Yeah, maybe, because...
well, he just... Go ahead.
Ashkenazim do it a different way, but they do both, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So he says, yeah, okay, thank you. Gimel tamim heichik shayach hashatzitzis yihya beponim. So I guess he means beponim im hokutzim disari nimshach derek. So they're going to be on the face. So where the tzitzis in the front, and actually the kutzim, they go around the back, nimshach derek. So he said, "Va'afal pi she called dalat tzitzios heimchad kutza disari." So we understand that all the four tzitzis really are coming from this one bundle of hairs, that is from Erikanpin, v'nimshachim derek, and they get extended down the back. I think they come from Erikanpin. I said we're confused. Im call zechel Yosef b'soch talis, but in the fact that they're within the talis. Ha'or ha'makiv ha'godo ve'elu b'ponech b'meno ve'elu b'pnim b'meno, is that it? B'naida? Question is, it b'ponim or for b'pnim? I don't know which one is it. Shehu or ha'makiv ha'godo ve'elu b'ponim b'meno b'naida. V'chein ha'or ha'makiv shal l'talis hu molech as or shtei ha'tzitzios. So what it's doing is it's taking the light of the two tzitzios ha'elu derek hekef. They bring it around for the outside. Sviva zer anpin umamshicham keneged pnei zer anpin v'nish arim sham, and they extend. They keep going. Since it's a makif and it's coming around from the back, but it actually also comes around to the front. I think that's what he said. Gam yesh ofenacher. Now there's another way that you could do this too. He says. V'hu ki lihiyos makom gilu hatzitzios b'makom shemizgalim b'chasadim. So since the place where the tzitzios are revealed, or actually I guess we get involved with them, is at the same place where they have the revelation of the chasadim, shuhu min ha'chaz l'mata, which is at the chest. V'cheina or shalachem bokea derech emsa. So therefore, their light breaks through this middle ground shal zer anpin. V'over b'soch gufa goes into his body or passes through his body into his body shal zer anpin mamid v'yotzin derech upon him, and then it comes out through the front. So these are two different ways we understand that the light, which is really in the back of zer anpin, how does it get to his front? That's another answer. So he said, Od yesh ofen acher, but there's besides that, there's another way. So he says that the Metzias that we're talking about is really divided into two. The Yisod, the Abba, because the Yisod of Abba, let's talk about that. Huba Emsa Gufa de Zer Anpin, it runs through the Gufa of Ergansen down the middle. The Nimshach Vasocha, and it's found inside of the body. V'yesh gam came chelik or hatzitzis, and so therefore there's a certain portion of the light of the tzitzios shebukea b'socha that breaks out from inside. I guess he means of the yisod of Abba. V'yesh makif, and there are those that surround v'sovev el yisod shel Abba. They wind up surrounding the yisod of Abba, which we know goes into the yisod of Zer Anpin, and then once it does that, those lights that are surrounding the yisod, which is inside of Zer Anpin, and as a result of Derek B'nei Zer Anpin, became Gimel Bechinos. There wind up to be three different Bechinos, and they're all found at the same time. Now, what's if Yesh Makib Sasove? I'm trying to figure out what the three are, but I'm keeping going on anyway. So let's say we bring them over. We're at Kriya Shema the chakras, biyotzer or ana oksim bedalad tzitzios. We hold on to the four tzitzios, and we actually put them on our chest. And now at this point that we have the mochin, which are represented by the four tzitzis, he says they're going to start now going mochim b'chasad in the mat and start going downwards. Yoir kulam derek ponim. They're all going to wind up shining on the face because now you're holding them apparently by your chest. V'kenizke b'chagolas Maimoni, he's like a b'shem medrash al pasad kol atzmosu tamarno. What is it? Apparently, there's a drush on that. That's the I don't know, tochelas memushachas. I'm not sure mushka. I don't know if that mean. I don't know what that means. Ki ala bechina hamakifos bechina hamakifos. When we talk about makifim, the sobavos. Let me read again. Ki ala bechinas hamakifos v'sovavos ne'emet tochelas. I guess tochelas means some concept of wrapping around. Mamushka al mamushka, extending, wrapping, or something like that. And so those lights that pass through the Yisod, the Abba, okay, a lot of stuff there, but I'm not sure exactly what it is.
All right.
That's it for this
Shabbat. Not going to be. There's a retreat they're doing in the Pennsylvania property that I have to go to, so I'm not going to be here Sunday, Monday, and coming out very late Monday. So Tuesday also, I don't think it'll work.
Okay, so we'll be off until Wednesday.
Yeah.
What is the retreat in the mountain? What retreat in the mountains?
The yeshiva owns a property in Pennsylvania.
No kidding.
So they've had it for a number of years. So they're doing an alumni yarchei with shiurim for the alumni of the yeshiva.
Wonderful.
I know they're going up there. Yeah.
Okay, it should be a big aliyah for you. So we'll see you when you get back. Call too. Amen.